country. I really like this guy. Let's welcome Vaden Jones.
Happy New Year. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't heard that more tonight, being the first day of the year, but yeah, Happy New Year. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Did everybody have a good year? No, I mean, COVID. Yeah, sure. I had a pretty great year, honestly. 2021 was pretty good to me. Like half of my family died. I know that sounds bad, and I love them, and I miss them, but their money lives through me, so not a bad year. I've been joking for a couple of years about how I could get out of debt if I would just could figure out a way to get away with killing my grandmother. Turns out just one cough. Oh, buckle in, because we doing this. You can probably tell by the way I talk, I'm not really from here. I moved to Boston a couple of years ago. I grew up in Alabama. And I will say, I have learned a lot about myself in the last couple of years. Number one thing I learned about myself, I learned that I have privilege. I didn't know that in Alabama because it's hard to recognize privilege when you're surrounded by it. But I discovered my inherent privilege immediately on arriving in Boston, because I arrived to Boston off of a Greyhound bus with no place to live, no job. I had like $300 in my pocket and was like, this'll work. And it did. I arrived in Boston with $300. I'm wearing a $300 watch right now. You know what? I at least doubled my money. It wasn't all great when I first moved to Boston. Like, I did have to live for about a year being homeless, mostly around the Common. You may have seen me before. But being homeless wasn't bad either. Like, I just find a way to find silver linings in everything. Like, I eventually was able to find a job, so I didn't have to beg people for money or anything. I had decent clothes. I was like a homeless one percenter, you know what I mean? Like, I slept by the river, which when you're, by the Charles, under a bridge, when you're homeless, that's considered riverfront property, so I was doing all right. Like I said, I actually enjoyed it. I had a good bit of fun, because it was summer. That's the best time to be homeless in Massachusetts. If you don't know, now you know. But I did. I had some misadventures. I had a lot of good times. I did crack twice. I told this joke to my mother recently, and you know how fun it is to tell your mother you did crack twice? It's a lot of fun. I just want you to know that. Now, I'm going to explain this to you the same way I explained it to my mom. The first time I did crack, which is another sentence you love to say to your mother, the first time I did crack, I didn't know what I was getting into. Like, I had asked somebody for a cigarette, didn't know it was, laced with some stuff. It just happens. You don't ask questions when you're homeless. You just take what you're given. Them's the rules. The second time I did crack, another sentence I love to say to my mother, the second time I did crack, I was just homeless. Like, when in Rome kind of thing. You gotta, know your place. I knew mine. It was on the pipe. But that was the last time. I eventually was able to, get housing. And I'm doing a lot better for myself. $300 watch. Fuck you. No, I'm doing pretty good for myself now. I recently got engaged. Yeah, every one of you met her. She was working the door tonight. She's a beautiful, lovely lady. Then this year, found out I'm going to be a dad, so that's appropriate response. Yeah, found out I'm going to be a dad. Allegedly. As I told you, I'm from Alabama, so we got to do at least 2 episodes of Maury before we can confirm this. That's a joke. My fiance is not pregnant. She kind of hates this joke, to be honest. No, we're not gonna have a kid. We already killed it. So I told you to buckle in. You think you call me a liar? Don't do it. Like I said, I'm from Alabama. I recently just got back from North Alabama, or as you guys call it, New Hampshire. There's some weird shit in New Hampshire. I thought Alabama was racist. And it is. But also New Hampshire. This is the weirdest thing, and this is entirely true. It's not even a joke. We were driving down a back road in New Hampshire, or I guess technically it's the main road. Not like a major highway, just a road that eventually leads into Maine. No, we were driving to this back road, and there was this house. There was not another house for 1.5 miles in either direction. This is standalone house by itself next to a lake, but it's a split house, so there's a family that lives on the left and a family that lives on the right, and they had a flag on each side in front of their door, like you do. And on the left was a Black Lives Matter flag, and on the right was a MAGA flag. And like I said, this is the backwoods. Nobody's seeing this but each other. They're not making a statement to anybody but their neighbor. And that's the most Alabama shit I have ever seen in my life. I love it, though. I will say, I didn't need to tell you guys that I'm from Alabama, right? You just hear me talk, and you're like, yeah, you stupid. Fair. That's a fair point. I feel like a lot of people hear a Southern accent and just like automatically don't respect it, It's weird to me because it's not like a British accent, you know what I mean? Because you hear a British accent, you assume that person has like a little bit of class and intelligence. You hear a Southern accent, or Alabama specifically, and you just assume they don't have teeth. Which is still true about the British. Like, different level of respect, same amount of tea, different levels of sugar. That's it. I don't think that's fair. I really don't. I feel like a Southern accent should be respected. I feel like everything in history just sounds better with a little Southern flair. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the beginning of time, I started off right proper. The Bible. Hi, my name's Jesus. From Nazareth. Mary's my mama, God's my daddy. That joke, okay, even when it doesn't work unless you do the click. You gotta. Classic literature, Shakespeare. Shakespeare, Southern accent. Perfect. Hark, what light beyond yon window breaks? It is the east, and I tell you what, Juliet is the sun? Me and Juliet is like peas and carrots. The best with Southern flair is philosophy. It's true. Hi, my name's Socrates, and all I know is I don't know much of nothing. I think, therefore, I might be a redneck. Here's what I love about that last line. Descartes, not Socrates, who sounds stupid now. That's right, still me. I'll say this too, like, people assume a lot about me because I'm from Alabama. Like, number one thing, like, people assume that I'm like racist, which I don't think is fair. It's accurate, but I don't think it's fair. I don't I'm not racist on purpose. I understand, like, I come from a place of ignorance called Alabama. So, like, I just do things and then find out later they're culturally inappropriate. Like, somebody will say, like, Black Lives Matter. I'll say something absolutely stupid, like, All Lives Matter. Or just, like, watch Black Panther with subtitles. People will be like, Wakanda forever. And I'm like, make Asgard great again. I don't know. Guys, I'm Vaden. This was a lovely night, and thank you for having me.